Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick, just kind of a real talk video about something that's been taking the Facebook forums by storm. There's a lot of hate going on about this, and it's kind of polarizing, really. You either really like it or you really hate it. And a lot of what I'm seeing is guys that are hating on this have not purchased it, they have not tried it. They're simply going on one, the brand, and two, the price. Now, full discretion, I'm not saying that this item is 100% the best quality. I'm not saying that it's the same quality as something that would cost 10 times its value. But what I am saying is that there's a lot more to this than just the price and the brand. Um, this, I feel like, has been a home run from this company. I feel like they did a great job with it. And I'm excited to see that if they're starting to put out stuff like this, kind of excited to see what they have in the future. So, what I'm talking about is this knife. This is, of course, the Ozark Trail 7-inch knife. This has the, of course, crossbar lock, and it looks a lot like a much more expensive version of this knife. Not going to call brand names or anything like that. So what I want to do is I just want to set it down on the tabletop. I want to go over a couple things about it, and then I have a couple other budget knives here that I want to compare it to, kind of talk about those things. So let's flip this camera around and let's take a look at these knives. Okay, what we have here is, again, the Ozark Trail 7-inch knife. Now, is it top quality? No. Is it halfway decent quality? Absolutely. Is this just standard old plastic? Yeah. Do we really know what kind of steel this is? No, we don't. Does it take an edge? Haven't tried to put an edge on it yet with my TS Pro Blitz 360. But as far as just a blade, carry in your pocket, maybe put it in the glove box of the truck, maybe even use it as just a cheap gift to give somebody. Is this blade great? Absolutely. Will it do everything other ones will? It'll cut. It actually feels very solid. You cannot squeeze the scales together, and I'm really crushing down on that. Even though you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3 back spacers or dowels there, even though it's still very solid. Yes, it rides on Teflon bushings. No, it doesn't have ball bearings and all that, but it is still a very, very good knife. Got a good pocket clip on it, deep carry clip. It's solid as well. It doesn't have, I mean, it's got flex to it, but I mean, some of these other knives that I'm going to look at has flex as well. So, yeah, I don't really see what the hate is on this knife. Honestly, to tell you the truth, 99.9% of the guys that are hating on this knife would last them for years, because those $500 blades that they like to show off, those $1,000 blades they like to show off, and their steel snobbery and all that and everything, you look at those knives, not a single scratch on the blade, no pocket lint on it, as you can see from this having been carried. It's dirty already. Little bit of scuffing there on the end of the blade from being used. I think somewhere around here I've got a scratch in these handles. Yeah, kind of right there. You'll see a little snail trail on it right there. So, I mean, these guys that talk about, oh, that's just a piece of junk. Well, guess what? It cuts. It gets carried. It's a whole lot better than sitting in a drawer and coming out and just being flipped every once in a while for a YouTube video, and that's it, you know? So, let's compare it to some others. First off, what I have right here is the new Civivi. This is the Cachet. It's in their Damascus. This knife came out of the box incredibly sharp. Yeah, this is a $120 knife, I think it is. This rascal's got extremely good action. You'll see the scar right there, and then there's a cut down here on my thumb. Yeah, within the first hour of having this knife. I want to show you something though. Look at that. So yeah, this pocket clip right here, not a lot of flex in it. Check out the Civivi. $120 knife, $7 knife. Yeah, granted, action's a whole lot better on this. Does it take an edge? Absolutely, this thing is super sharp. But, I mean, you can't really crush it down either. I mean, as far as quality goes, yeah, this has got some features on it that this knife does not have. But all in all, barring those couple features and just the smoothness of it, this right here isn't, in all honesty, that much better than this knife. And that's $120. That's $7. The old Warrior, the Rat. This is the Model 1 in Oz 8. You can tell this thing has been through a lot. Sorry about that. My kid decided to just run through the area here. You can tell this knife has been sharpened. This knife has been beaten on. This knife has been abused. But guess what? That's flicking it hard. You want to talk about action? This knife has zero action. It's clunky. It doesn't have a deep pocket carry clip. The carry clip on it is, sorry, my kid has just been charging through here. Again, look how that pocket clip goes. It's a tip down carry, so versus tip up carry, which that can obviously be changed. I just haven't done it. So, I mean, but you don't have the greatest action on this here. But you ask anybody what a good budget blade around 50 bucks is, most people are going to say the Rat 1 or the Rat 2. And in all actuality, this here has a far better action. It feels nicer in the hand. It's lighter. It's just as tough as it is. And it's got a much better pocket clip on it for $7. So I really don't get... Now, is it as good as the Civivi? No, it doesn't have ball bearings in it. It doesn't have the smooth action that this does. But you know what? That's all just for fun. That's all just for show. That doesn't mean anything as far as the functionality of the knife. What's a knife for? To cut something. Not to be like, oh, look, it reverse flicks. Or, oh, I can flick it with my... Maybe I can. I can flick it open with my thumb or front flip it or whatever. That's not the full purpose of this. The purpose of this is to cut. Now, can I get it open quicker, nicer? Does it close? Fun? Yes. Oops, that was me, not the knife. Guess what? This does the exact same thing for $7. Now, why do we spend a ton of money like this Tesseract Tactical NF1? This knife costs more than these three knives combined. Why do we spend money on such things like this when this one does just as good? The point is, this steel is going to last a lot longer than this one will. With the amount that I have to sharpen knives, guess what? This is going to end up quickly like this knife. You can see how it's sharpened down there. You can see the belly this knife has been used. If I were to use this knife every single day for a year, this blade would be gone long before that year is up. If I throw this blade in my pocket and carry it to church on Wednesday night, I carry it to work one day a week, maybe one day a month, something like that, and I sharpen it just on the occasion, this knife will probably still be around and cutting just like this knife, just like this knife, and just like this knife when I'm dead and gone. That's just the simple truth about it. And the internet, Facebook and all that, man, people are just going on and on and on about this, and in all actuality, for 99% of the population, this knife right here will do them just fine. So that's just some real talk about things. Don't get so caught up on, the price. Don't get so caught up on, oh, it's an Ozark Trail knife, blah, 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 blah. You know what? They've done a good job with this. They really have. Now, do we like our more expensive knives? Is it a fun hobby? Like for us serious users that use knives day in, day out, hard use, every day of the week. We're sharpening them once a week. We're sharpening them twice a week, whatever the case. Yeah, this is a lot nicer. I can sharpen this once a week. At the end of the week, it's really not that dull. I can just put a quick strop on it, put a quick edge on it, and we're good to go again. Whereas this, if I were to heavy use it, the way that I use this knife here, even these, most likely I'm going to have to sharpen this every other day, every 2 days. So that's the difference, is that's going to last a lot longer than what this one will, under constant sharpening, under constant use. But like I said, for the majority of people that are just using a knife to cut tape on a box every once in a while, that are just using a knife to for food or something like that when you're out, just some light office work, or just like I said, carrying your pocket when you go to church, that knife right there will last forever. So just a little real talk. We don't need to get so caught up on brands and things like that that we ignore the real facts. So I just wanted to bring this forward, bring this Ozark Trail knife out to the forefront so some people can really see it compared to some other budget brand knives. I mean, like I said, $50. Everyone's going to tell you go for the Rat one, the Rat Model 1. Again, this is the Oz 8 version. Goodness, have you seen that red one that's coming out with the S35VN? It's a sharp looking knife. In all actuality, for the majority of the population, that Ozark Trail right there, that's going to do it. Y'all have a good night. Mad Dog out.